I'm Carly Verhoeven, and I'm at Waterloo Town Square, about to speak with Josh Bean, Festival and Events Specialist with the City of Waterloo. There have been so many festivals this summer, and the good news is there are plenty more to come. Josh has all of those details, but before we get into that, let's take a look at some of the iron construction updates that are happening in our area. Parkside at the north side of Northfield is closed until the end of this month. Two-way traffic will be maintained on Northfield for the duration of this closure. Access to Coomph from Northfield will remain closed until the end of this month. Traffic on Northfield is maintained, as is access to Coomph from Weber to Randall. The northbound on-ramp from Northfield to Highway 85 is open. The northbound and southbound off-ramps from Highway 85 to Northfield and the southbound on-ramp from Northfield to Highway 85 should reopen at the end of this month. Seagram at the railway tracks is open. Meanwhile, Barringer at the railway tracks is closed for approximately 1 week. University at the railway tracks will be closed until the end of this month. A detour using Phillip to Columbia and Westmount is in place. Caroline in Herb is now open. Please note that while the intersection is open, a small section of Caroline, the southwest lane from Herb to Father David Bauer, will remain closed until early October to complete LRT track work. King and Allen is closed until approximately September 30th. Pedestrian and delivery bay access for area businesses is maintained. King from Herb to William is closed until late November. Uptown Waterloo remains accessible using Caroline and Regina. Pedestrian access on King is maintained. LRT track is installed from Union to Allen. Beginning now, Grand Link will pour the remaining curb along the track bed on King from Agnes to Union. Once the center curb is complete, the final configuration of the road will be in place. The intersection closure at King and Wellington will be extended until the end of October. King from Victoria to Moore is closed for construction of the King Street grade separation. Victoria and King is closed until the end of this month, as well as Victoria and Charles. Duke and Water is closed until the end of October. A detour is in place from Victoria to Duke to Francis and Joseph. Maurice at Ottawa will close at the end of this month for approximately 3 weeks. Local traffic will be maintained on Ottawa heading from Cortland to Charles. Blockline in Cortland closed in mid-August and will remain closed for 2 months. Two-way traffic is maintained on Cortland. The detour is Manitou to Bleams to Homer Watson. Hayward at the railway tracks is closed until late 2016. Local traffic is maintained on Hayward up to the railway crossing. Wilson from Fairway to Kingsway will close in early October for approximately 4 days to install base asphalt. I talked to people on the street to see if they think that iron construction has made it more difficult to navigate around the city.
It's pretty difficult to get to my apartment. I live just off Northfield and Weber. So they have the exit shut down there to get onto Northfield. So it's kind of like a maze to get to my house. But other than that, it's not too bad, I guess.
I go to the Chinese restaurant here, and then since the construction, I noticed there is way less people going there right now for the lunch. Yeah.
I think it's a little bit annoying because I have a lot of I opened a lot of accounts from these banks, but it's hard to come from my place to here.
So you're visiting from Vancouver, and what has your experience been like with all this construction?
Yeah, it's obviously busy and loud and disruptive, but I think it's exciting what's being built. I went to Laurier back in the day, and I think it's an exciting project, so it makes sense that it would be done.
Are you a local resident here?
I am, yeah.
And how's your experience been this summer?
It's been, I guess, the biggest telling point for me was the Busker Fest, where, it was one of the most thriving, awesome things downtown that we'd always come to. And I know it still went on. The amount of people that went to it were very little. The fact that when we go to restaurants, there's always a table available is a little saddening. I know it's an investment for the long term, so excited about that. But I know some of these delays are making a few of the store owners a little bit shaky, and understandably so. So I think I kind of think a little bit more on their lens and feel for them a little bit at this point.
I also spoke with Josh Bean, Festival and Events Specialist with the City of Waterloo, about the iron construction and how it's affected planning around the city's events.
I mean, I think it's had a little bit of an impact. It's been challenging to kind of get to Uptown Waterloo sometimes, but I think We found a lot of events when people really want to come down, they come down. We had a screening for the last Tragically Hip concert in here, and we had close to 4,000 people in the square. I think that's the most people that have ever been in like that part of the square any one time. So I think if there's stuff that people really want to come to, they'll find a way to come, and everyone's sort of getting used to construction now, so they're learning the different routes and how to get around. So it's been okay.
What events happened this summer in terms of festivals?
So we had the Sun Life Waterloo Busker Carnival and the Sun Life Waterloo Jazz Festival that both happened in Uptown Waterloo. So those were hugely popular again. Tons of people out, great weather for both of them. Buskers, we got a little bit of rain, but it wasn't too bad. It didn't dampen everyone's spirits too much. But we had great turnouts at those festivals. We also had Summer's End Festival, a new festival. It was in its first year. And they had rain the first day, but the second day they had great weather, and quite a few people came out to that as well.
Now that the summer has sort of wrapped up, do we have any festivals to still look forward to?
Yeah, we've got lots of stuff going on. We've got an event September 30th called Duels Video Games. So we have a giant 30-foot by 15-foot screen, blow-up screen that people can play video games on. Plus we have a bunch of virtual reality games that people can come and try with like the headset and all that kind of stuff. We've got Sausage Fest October 15th, which is our annual food sort of sampling event. And this year we're combining Sausage Fest with the barrel races in Waterloo Public Square, so the two things will be happening simultaneously. And then one of the events I'm really excited about is Scare in the Square. So that's our Halloween event, October 21st and 22nd. It's going to be really scary. We've got some really fun stuff planned, but we've got something for everybody. So from little kids, we'll have some activities that they can try out that won't be too scary. But then if teenagers want to come, we'll scare the heck out of them, and hopefully everyone will have a good time.
October is a special month in that it has long been celebrated for the tradition of beer and sausages. Coming up on October 15th, the City of Waterloo and Uptown Waterloo BAA are hosting Oktoberfest barrel races. Early bird registration is $35. For information or to sign up, visit waterloo.ca. To stay current on iron construction, visit rideion.ca. For Rogers TV, I'm Carly Verhoeven.